DocTalk is brought to you by MERCK Animal Health, the science of healthier animals.
Hey folks, welcome to DocTalk. I'm Dr. Dan Thompson. Thanks for joining us today. We're at the Kansas State Fair in Hutchinson, Kansas, where I'm going to take you through our birthing center here at the State Fair that's sponsored by Kansas State University, the Kansas Veterinary Medical Association, and the Kansas State Fair. Come on into the birthing center and let's check it out.
As dependable as the sunrise, in dairy parlors, open pastures, on ranches and feed yards across America. A place where reputation is more than a name, where the science of healthier animals is a way of life. It's the responsibility that drives who we are and what we do. Every decision, every day. It's your livelihood and our responsibility.
Closed caption brought to you by AgriLabs, the perfect pairing of performance and value.
This segment brought to you by the new Hired Hand Portable Cow Sprayer. For more information, visit cowsprayer.com.
Hey folks, I'm Dr. Dan. Thanks for joining me today on DocTalk. We're here at the Kansas State Fair in Hutchinson, Kansas, where I work as a faculty member for Kansas State University. We have many faculty volunteers, people that you've seen on the show. We have the Kansas Veterinary Medical Association and the veterinarians that serve Kansas also helping us here at the Kansas State Fair. And the Birthing Center has a mission of really helping people experience the miracle of birth. Whether it's the chicks that we have hatching in the incubator, the baby ducks hatching in the incubator, we have cows that are having calves. Matter of fact, this year, in 4 to 6 hours, we had 4 cows deliver 6 calves, 2 sets of twins this year. We have goats, we have ewe lambs that are gonna lamb, we have 2 sows that have had piglets, and many educational opportunities for people to understand better what goes into getting animals bred, the length of the gestation periods, how those animals give birth, and then once they go through the birthing center, they can ask many questions, and you would be surprised at some of the questions that we do get asked. We did have one person ask, do dairy cows, are they white with black spots or black with white spots? So different things that people, when you're interacting with the community or interacting with consumers, it's so important that we stay engaged. We'll have around 1 million people go through this birthing center during the 10-day period here at the Kansas State Fair, located in Hutchinson, Kansas. So get involved with your local state fairs or your state fair, your local county fairs, many different things and ideas that you can do. We're going to show you a few of them here on the show today. So I'm over here at our poultry display, and you can see that we have many different educational opportunities. And then in here, we actually have an incubator with eggs that'll hatch. And the chicken eggs, as you can see, 21 to 23 days. We'll have some ducks that'll go 4 weeks before they'll hatch. Once they hatch, we'll dry those chicks off. And you can see some of the chicks that have hatched, obviously prior to the fair, that we have here on display. But it's really important for people to understand how we raise chickens, how the different things, whether it's how long it takes for them to hatch, what we do from the time they hatch until they're fryer size, and just go through the entire life cycle of the chicken. But the incubators have been extremely popular. When you watch the baby chickens hatch or the baby ducks hatch and be able to see that miracle birth is really, really important, really, really cool. Some of the things that we have to make sure that we talk about when we look at poultry is some of the different zoonotic diseases. And whenever you're at a birthing center, you know, we're thinking about if people are touching the animals, we don't want anybody touching the chickens, touching the piglets, touching the calves, because we start to think about E. coli, Salmonella, Campylobacter. So we make sure that people don't go around, they don't have the access to the animals, they aren't touching them, and then we have hand sanitary stations all over the place so that people can clean their hands. So if you're going to do some of these things at your county fair or some of these at your state fair, make sure that you have people don't touch the animals, and if they do, you make sure they have hand cleaning stations where they can make sure. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about what we do with the cows, what we do with the pigs, and then some of the other displays we have here in the birthing center at the Kansas State Fair. Stay tuned.
This Meet the Future Veterinarian is brought to you by Zuprevo. Choose confidence. Choose Zuprevo for BRD treatment. Jim Coffey grew up in Prairie Grove, Arkansas, just outside of Fayetteville, on a small sheep and dairy goat farm. Since childhood, Jim has always had an affinity for animals, especially large animal production with cattle and small ruminants. After graduation, he'll be heading off to Disneyland, but after that, he plans to join a mixed animal practice in Shattuck, Oklahoma.
Some call it a come-from-behind victory, an unlikely win, a reversal of fortune, snatching victory from the jaws of defeat. This is our moment, our victory dance, because we choose confidence. We choose Zuprevo for BRD treatment. Ask your veterinarian to prescribe Zuprevo. Zuprevo is a fast-acting, long-lasting BRD treatment that you can count on to get the job done. Choose confidence. Choose Zuprevo from MERCK Animal Health.
The new Better Horses Network is worldwide, presented by Lucas Oil, featuring worldwide radio and TV with iconic hosts like Al Dunning, Sharon Camarillo, Ernie Rodina, Lindy Birch, and Craig Cameron. With American Cowboy, Horse and Rider, Brushy Creek, Cavenders, and Ride TV. Worldwide radio and TV, the all-new Better Horses Network.
Do your cattle struggle with pink eye, BRD, or another disease? Contact Newport Laboratories for a customized solution. Our custom-made vaccines are produced using the specific diseases found in your area. These USDA licensed vaccines offer potential cost savings on vaccine and labor. Contact your veterinarian or Newport Laboratories the next time your cattle are in need of a custom solution. Newport Laboratories custom-made vaccine, because every situation is different.
This segment brought to you by the new Hired Hand Portable Cow Sprayer. For more information, visit cowsprayer.com.
Hey folks, welcome back to DocTalk. Dr. Dan Thompson here. Thanks for joining us today. We're at the Kansas State Fair here in Hutchinson, Kansas, at the birthing center that the College of Veterinary Medicine at Kansas State, the Kansas Veterinary Medical Association, and the State Fair partner to bring to the community. Again, our mission is to help people engage with agriculture. It's an annual event where we all get together in the state, we celebrate Kansas agriculture, and we share things with our neighbors, whether it's tips on our farms or whether it's tips to consumers. It's all about engaging about ag and explaining. We're over here at the cow birthing portion of the birthing center, and we'll bring cows in, whether it's this Holstein cow like from Orville Miller's farm south of Hutch, or we'll have a Jersey heifer come in from Perry Beachy's farm. And we'll have these animals actually ultrasounded well before the fair so that we get animals that are going to calve during the fair, and we'll do a live demonstration. Matter of fact, I pulled the calf out of this cow this morning at about 11:30, and the baby's doing just great sitting over here. Some of the things that common questions that we get about dairy cows and the birthing center, the one is, what are the stages of partition? And remember, there are 3 stages to partition. Stage 1 is that water bag breaking. Stage 2 is going to be, after that water bag breaks, is when we actually have expulsion of the calf. Once the water bag breaks, we'll give a cow 30 minutes to have that calf, and we'll give a heifer an hour. If nothing's happening in that time period, we'll go ahead and intervene and help. Then stage 3 is the expulsion of the placenta. So stage 1, stage 2, and stage 3 of partition, common questions I get. The other one that I get is about the calves. So let's go on over, let's take a look at the calves, and I'll explain some of the questions that I get about those. When we move over from the cow over to the calf, and this baby calf was born about 3-4 hours ago that we pulled this morning, one of the questions I get commonly from fairgoers is, why is the calf separated from the mom? And the first thing is to explain, and it's kind of that, oh yes moment, is when they understand that the reason why we milk the cows is for milk for our own kids, not for the cow's kids. And so we explain that to people, that milk comes from the cow, that we don't allow the calves to nurse. And they'll say, well, don't you let that calf nurse just for a little while? Well, if you look at the research and published papers, you'll find that calves that are separated, the sooner calves are separated from the mom, the higher likelihood of survival, because they don't pick up the environmental contaminants off the teats or off the straw, such as E. coli, salmonella, crypto, things to that nature. So we are preventing calf scours, we're increasing calf survivability by moving that calf away from the mom as soon as possible. The other thing that we'll talk about is colostrum. How does that calf get milk? And we talk about we'll strip the cow out and milk her, get that colostrum. We'll actually either let the calf suck the colostrum from a bottle. If they won't suck, we'll go ahead and stomach tube them and give them that colostrum. We want to make sure that you get colostrum within the calf within 6 hours of birth. The sooner the calf gets that colostrum, the higher likelihood of survivability, decreased likelihood of scours. We try to get a gallon in some of these bigger calves, and some of the Jersey calves, they're going to get 2 quarts right off the bat. But different things like that. You don't want to give the baby calves too much colostrum. Then we'll mix up the milk replacer. We'll describe to it that not everybody breastfeeds their baby, and so that we're just going to give these calves formula or milk replacer and grow them up. The heifers will wind up going into the milking string. The bull calves wind up as hamburgers. Thanks for watching Doc Talk. More after these messages.
The BQA Tip of the Day, sponsored by Beringer Engelheim Vet Medica Inc.
Hello, Dr. Nels Lindberg here with Production Animal Consultation and Animal Medical Center out of Great Bend, Kansas. Today's BQA Tip of the Day, we're thinking about between the needle and between the office and our people. And so as we think about our people, one of the #1 complaints I get from most all producers is, man, I just cannot find any good help. It's a common problem. We all deal with this problem, but I would ask you today just to take some time, look in the mirror, and find out what you're doing. You know, are you doing the right things to attract the right help? Or are you doing the wrong things to not attract the help or to attract the wrong help? And we often have situations that we deal with in a yard, and people come, people go, but everybody outside the yard or your cow-calf operation or whatever operation it might be, they're talking. And so whatever's going on in your operation that you may not be able to retain people or hire people, maybe it's something that you're creating from how you manage and lead people. And so you've really got to think about those things. The top 2 reasons people quit their job is #1, they don't have the tools they need to succeed at their job, and #2, they don't know the expectations of what we're requiring of them to do. And so think about those things, give them the right tools, let them know your expectations routinely, and keep at it. Thank you much.
Say this is a calf that's been run through the chute a few too many times. Going through the chute stresses cattle, causing them not to eat like they should. Luckily, Pyramid 5 plus Presponse SQ provides proven protection against key respiratory diseases in a single shot, with just 1 trip through the chute. Talk to your veterinarian about Pyramid 5 plus Presponse SQ, and soon your calves will relax and eat like a whole different animal.
No matter where, no matter why, the Veterinary Health Center at Kansas State University is committed to providing quality patient care to animals and exceptional customer service to their owners. From routine checkups to emergency and specialty care, our world-renowned specialists and experienced professionals are here to discover, to teach, and to heal.
Let us know.
How can I help?
How can we help?
Do your cattle struggle with pink eye, BRD, or another disease? Contact Newport Laboratories for a customized solution. Our custom-made vaccines are produced using the specific diseases found in your area. These USDA licensed vaccines offer potential cost savings on vaccine and labor. Contact your veterinarian or Newport Laboratories the next time your cattle are in need of a custom solution. Newport Laboratories custom-made vaccine, because every situation is different.
Valley Vet Supply is devoted to providing information and professional quality products at reasonable prices.
Valley Vet Supply.
Folks, we're here at the Kansas State Fair at the Birthing Center. We have the real cows over there that we just got done talking about, but one of the things that's a huge hit here at the fair is our birthing simulator cow, number 1407, that we bought about 3 or 4 years ago at the Kansas State College of Veterinary Medicine. We use it every day to help teach students different positions to pull calves. We bring it down here to the state fair and we let some novice have a chance at pulling their own calf. Lots of good things that go on with this. It's pretty demanding. We got to have good volunteers, faculty volunteers, and students. But when it comes to having an experience to be able to see how a calf is delivered, some of the things that we do as veterinarians or that you do as producers, always something that's a big hit here at the state fair. We're going to show you some of the exchanges that I've had here at the Kansas State Fair with some of the fairgoers. On a real call, that usually it's in the dark, hard to see, and the straps aren't already put on the feet. But I do think that it's something that we should start breeding into our cattle. Let's go ahead and just have them born with straps that we can detach, okay? It'll be a lot easier on all of us. So, all right, Pierce, we're gonna reach in there. We're gonna see what we can find. Go ahead. What do you feel?
I feel 2 legs and a head.
Okay, 2 legs and a head. So then we have proper position. It's coming the right way, right?
Yep.
So now we can go ahead and know that we're gonna pull that calf correctly. Grab the straps. You're gonna pull nice and gentle, nice and steady pressure, okay? And I'll help here. You pull, there's the head, okay? The head's there. Now we don't wanna have hip lock, so we keep pulling, keep pulling. There you go. And that baby's born right there. So Phoenix, let's reach in here. Remember the drill. What are we feeling for?
Head and 2 legs.
Head and 2 legs. And do we have head and 2 legs? Okay, great. So then we're gonna be, you're gonna hook, wait a second, let me put the straps on, okay? Go ahead and start pulling that calf. Well, that's me, that's not the calf. All right, so we're gonna pull nice and steady. Okay, you got 2 feet. I'll help you here, you pull the head out. Oh, it's heavy, isn't it? And the calf's coming, and we don't wanna have hip lock. We keep moving, and that calf's born.
There he is.
You gonna be a vet?
Oh, she is.
You are? Yes, I teach at the vet school. Folks, no birthing center could be complete without 4th-year veterinary students. We have 2 of K-State's finest here, Nancy Turner, Sam Belson. We're here at the Kansas State Fair. Thanks for joining us. More after these messages.
Good morning, I'm Matt Perrier from Eureka, Kansas. My family owns and operates Dale Banks Angus, which is in the southern Flint Hills of Kansas. We've had Angus cattle for 112 years. In 1904, my great-great-grandfather purchased his first Angus cows, and we've raised registered Angus cattle ever since. We've seen a variety of changes in that breed, and we've seen the power of Angus throughout the decades add profit to the commercial cow-calf segment, which is what our goal is to do. Some of the biggest strengths that the Angus breed have are the Certified Angus Beef Program, which is one of the first branded beef programs that was ever introduced in the mid-70s. It has added value to Angus genetics, and it's increased and improved the demand and the interest in beef nationwide and worldwide, really. In addition to the Certified Angus Beef Program, our Angus Genetics Incorporated, the breed improvement arm of our association, has enabled us as breeders and our customers as commercial cow-calf producers to find the genetics that are the most profitable, find the genetics that allow them to add performance or add fertility or whatever it is that their herd may need, and find genetics that can help them do that. So those 2 powerful programs as part of the American Angus Association have enabled us as seed stock producers and as an industry to grow profit within our business. If you're searching for bulls that offer genetic flexibility, then come to the Dale Banks Angus Bull Sale, Saturday, November 19th, near Eureka, Kansas. Selling 140 bulls that have spent their lives in rough Flint Hills pastures. For 112 years, the Perriers have been focused on providing hard-working, balanced trait bulls for progressive cattlemen nationwide. Make plans to join us on November 19th or bid online at liveauctions.tv. Call the Perriers at 620-583-4305 or dalebanks.com.
I've always had an interest in care for the animals and their well-being. Really what we want to do is work hard to eliminate as much feedlot lameness or beef cattle lameness as possible.
How we feed a cow on a daily basis can not only have daily effects, but they can also have long-term effects on claw health, reproductive performance, mammary health, all of those factors as we look at the inputs and the response that the animal has to what we feed them.
When animals have adequate intake of effective nutrients, we take care of the immune system and performance follows. It's important that the consumers understand our dedication to the well-being of these animals.
Horn flies are a nuisance and a production loss, so getting rid of the problem is important. What I like about the vet gun is you don't have to go out there weekly to treat them with a topical fly applicant. It has some duration, it lasts. You see the increase in weight gain, it just works. I've used it on our 1,500 cow-calf operation, and it makes me more confident in saying, hey, this product's gonna work on your operation too.
Broadband has become as important to us as highways. That is why DocTalk is teaming up with NTCA, the Rural Broadband Association, and rural broadband companies like Blue Valley Telecommunications in fighting for quality broadband access through the program Smart Rural Communities.
I don't think we have any idea what's coming in the future. I couldn't have imagined 5 years ago what we're doing today. So in 2 years, I would guess there's things we can't imagine that we're going to be doing.
To learn more, visit ntca.org/smart or bluevalley.net.
It's easy to spot the man who uses Synanthic. With lower volume and less waste, Synanthic steps up your deworming routine. Get more deworming with less dewormer at Synanthic.com.
Beringer Ingelheim Vetmedica Inc. knows the importance of beef quality assurance and asks you to step up and get certified. Go to bqa.org for details.
This segment is brought to you by the Beef Quality Assurance Program and the Kansas Beef Council, improving animal care and beef safety for more than 20 years.
While a lot of people that are involved with agriculture generally get to see cows have calves or get to see lambs out in the field and out in the pastures, and even people that are consumers get to see that quite often. One of the things that very few people get to see anymore is actually having sows that are having piglets because of our biosecurity measures and different things to that nature. So a big hit here at the fair, and thanks to the Kansas Pork Association, we have some new crates, farron crates here, and as you can see, we've had some piglets born. We had one litter here of 8 piglets. We had another one of 14 piglets born. Common questions that we get is, how does the sow, why do you have the sow in the farrowing crate? And the big thing is to protect the piglets from the sow. And obviously they do get laid on, and we can have some pig mortality that way, but it's really there so that the sow will be stationary. She doesn't have an opportunity to interact or hurt the piglets in any manner. And likewise, then the piglets have the opportunity to nurse. We have heat pads here. If you do this at your state fair, one of the things we found is putting the heat pads in the front with this plexiglass. When the piglets do come to lay down, they're not in the back of the crate. They're out here where people can interact. Again, in these types of things and situations, you want to make sure people don't touch the piglets so that they can protect themselves from different things such as E. coli, salmonella, and things that could be picked up. But anyway, farron crates, piglets, sows having pigs, all part of the Kansas State Fair Birthing Center. We're going to switch over and take a look at some of the goats and lambs after this. After the piglets, we come over here, we got the goats. They're not going to have any kids, but they sure are fun to watch. And we got the ewes that'll lamb during the fair. None of them have gone yet, but it's early, and I'm sure that we will. We always make sure that we don't have beef cattle in here, and one of the things I do say is that with beef cattle, they are allowed to nurse their babies, but that's a common question that's asked. But it really is an important event to be able to talk about poultry, to be able to talk about dairy, to be able to talk about beef, to be able to engage about sheep and lambs and small ruminants, and also about our swine industry. Everything here at the fair is legit. We couldn't do it without the farmers and ranchers and the local veterinarians that are helping us line up the livestock. Hutchinson Community College helps us with hauling animals back and forth and some of the logistics, and so many volunteers, the faculty members that you've seen on the show, and our veterinary students. It surely is a family environment, and we love doing it. I appreciate you watching DocTalk today. Be sure to work with your local veterinarian. If you want to know more about what we do here on the show, you can find us at www.doctalktv.com. I'm Dr. Dan Thompson. Thanks for watching DocTalk, and I'll see you down the road.
Closed caption brought to you by AgriLabs, the perfect pairing of performance and value.
For more information about this program or previous programs, go to DocTalkTV.com. DocTalk was brought to you by MERCK Animal Health, the science of healthier animals.